Hello. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my 2-month book recap. I took some inspiration from Destiny Sidwell and decided to do a 2-month bookly recap instead of just 1 month, mainly because I haven't filmed January or February's and just because I wanted to. So let's dive in. Okay, so we have my little book journal here. I thought this would be the easiest way to kind of flip through and give you the dates and my favorite quotes and all that good stuff. So let's dive in. Also, we have our little candy to get us through this video. These are the Tutti Frutti Bubs and the Strawberry Vanilla. That texture is unmatched. My favorite for sure are the Strawberry Vanilla. I've only tried these two flavors. I want to try the octopus ones, but okay. So, as many of you know, last year, 2025, went by in a blink, honestly. This year has definitely crawled by slower. When I'm filming this video, it's only March 11th. So this year has definitely gone slower for sure. But it feels like January and February so long ago. Also, a little disclaimer before we jump into this video. All the books I read are clean or closed door romances. So I'm not going to have to say that every time. Just know that they're clean or they would not be in this folder or this video. Okay, so diving right in. First book of 2026 was a 4-star read. It is Once Upon a Cowboy's Heart by Sarah De Sylvia. I, I'm sorry. This I read on my Kindle, and I actually got this. Amazon just randomly sent me a notification and was like, "Hey, do you want a free book?" And so then I just randomly picked this. And then, like a month after I picked it, Reading Rosie did this in her book club. And I'm like, okay, so it was actually a Christian novel and had a lot of Christian themes in it. No language. There were some heavier topics like drugs, drinking, and physical, verbal abuse through a partner and through parents. So that was, I did not expect that from the cutesy little cover going in, but I liked it a lot. I liked how much it had to do with God. This was a best friends to lovers, almost like a best friends to grew apart to lovers trope. Um, it was super easy to get into and get through. I thought it was different because it was the woman that struggled with all these things rather than the man. Because a lot of times I feel like it's always the man struggling with the things, and so it was the woman who was addicted to drugs and drinking. So that was definitely different. I lost my mind when he built her a paint shed. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. I don't know. It was just really sweet. So I rated this a 4 stars. I also like to give my favorite quotes out of each book. So today's favorite quote for Once Upon a Cowboy's Heart is his laugh sounded like ocean waves crashing against the shore on a hot summer day. 10 out of 10 quote. Second book of 2026 was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I know. This one I actually read audiobook. Um because and here's the thing. I really want to reread. I've never reread a book in my entire life, but I have this book on my shelf over by my lamp, and me and my sister did this for our little 2-person book club, and I had a severe toothache, like the worst toothache I've ever had. And so I was in bed for like 3 days. So I listened to it on audiobook in that 3 days, and I liked it. I rated it 4 stars. But however, I did not get the hype. So I want to read it physically when I don't have a toothache and when I'm not under pain medicine and antibiotics, because I think that would be better and I would have a clearer mind. Maybe this could be a potential 5 stars. I rated this 4 stars. Don't come at me. It's so cute. If I don't get a West Bennett, I don't want anything, okay? But there was some language in this one. I'm not exactly sure how much. I don't think it was terrible, but like I said, I hardly remember. Um, One thing I loved, especially since I own the physical copy, is the title heads. Each throwing like going back to a old rom com. Perfection. I actually have this better than the movies movie list that I found. I'm going to put it up right here. And if you want to screenshot and do this with your friends, with your sister, with your boyfriend, with yourself, I think that would be so fun. I want me and my sister to do it because, like I said, we read this book in our book club, and I just think it would be so fun because we love rom coms. Anyways, I started this book January 9th, finished January 11th. This was an audiobook. I really liked it. I didn't get the hype over it because it was just a basic book, not mind blowing. That's what my review said. That's a little harsh. Loved the enemies to lovers, and I love the title heads to each chapter and all the rom com shout outs. Okay, that's my little written review. Something I will say enemies to lovers. A lot of people get mad whenever books claim to be enemies to lovers and they're not actually enemies to start out with. This is my favorite type of enemies to lovers. I'm sorry if that's not you. Everybody is entitled to their own prerogative, whatever. But I love it because how can you be mean to me and then expect me to love you? Over and over and over again. How can our relationship start out with, I hate you, all this actual enemies to lovers things, and then, oh, flip the switch, I actually liked you the whole time. This, this enemies to lovers is what I like. Because, yes, they said they hated each other and they were playing and they were whatever, but you could see through it the whole time. And so a lot of people get mad whenever books titled to be enemies to lovers, but I love a sweet enemies to lovers book. So that's my favorite trope. Sweet enemies to lovers. Like I said, I rated this a 4 stars. The favorite quote, I'm pretty sure you could guess it. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to guess it. She isn't you. Lynn Painter really did something there. Like, that is enough. That's enough for me. Okay, book number 3. We're going steadily down. 3-star read. Was this my only 3-star? I don't know. A Weather Girl's Guide to Love by Cassandra Jolie. This was a paperback. I got this for Christmas and picked it up January 12th, finished it January 15th. The thing about it is, I actually got this for Christmas a little bit before Christmas because it was from my sister in law. Picked it up, read like 30 pages, DNF'd. Fully had the intention of never reading it again. But then on January 12th, it was just that fated day that I decided to pick it back up. So I picked it back up and I finished it. This was a Christian novel, no language, deals with death and loss, like a lot. Um, I gave it 3 stars. It also I didn't like the fact that in the beginning of the book she was in a relationship with this man. And this man was a good man. And he didn't cheat on her, he didn't do anything wrong. They just weren't meant to be. But she moved there because moved to where he lived because his mom was sick with cancer. And met somebody at her job. She was a weather girl. Weather Girl's Guide to Love, obviously. And he was the video broadcaster. There were multiple scenarios where they were flirting where she was still dating the other guy. And I knew it was inevitable. I knew it was inevitable that they were going to break up, and they knew it too, but still, just break up already. I would have been fine if the first 30 pages was her being in a relationship and then her breaking up. That's how every rom com starts. But the fact that she was prolonging this relationship and still flirting with this other man, I didn't like it. So that's what gave it a 3 stars for me. My favorite quote was, God really changed the forecast when I met you, Colts. Okay. Next, this is the first series I ever completed. And it is The Summer I Turned Pretty. I have some opinions. So this was paperback. I actually rented all 3 of these books from my local library because I didn't want to purchase them if they were not something that I would like on my shelf. So, date started January 15th, date finished January 17th. She went through. No smut, which I already said all these books. There was a little teeny bit of language, nothing serious at all. 4-star rating for me. I really liked it. It was a lot of storyline. It was way different from the episodes I saw because the thing about I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Um Jenny Han, this is for you. You wrote a young adult book series. So, what if some teenage girl, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, whatever you say these books are for, it's like, oh my gosh, my favorite book series got a TV show. And the TV show, 18 plus, honestly, from the small clips and episodes that I've seen. This does not, the series is, the book series is young adult, is clean. It barely even, doesn't even hardly mentions anything sexual at all. But then the TV show is something that I can't even watch. It made me sad. It made me frustrated. So I wish Jenny Han would have made her TV series clean. Because if you're gonna make the book clean, why? So, anyways. This is definitely the least saddest. Is saddest a word? I don't know. Book of them all. I did cry through some of these books, I will say. But I loved this book. I loved it. I would recommend to anyone. Favorite quote. I had been lying to myself, thinking I was free, thinking I had let him go. It didn't matter what he said or did. I never let him go. I'm Team Conrad through and through and through and through and through. But I will say, in these books, I didn't hate Jeremiah as much as some of the clips that I seen. So they definitely did Jeremiah dirty in the series. Because at some points I was like, dang, Conrad, like Conrad was frustrating me more than Jeremiah sometimes. Also, this is the one and only love triangle books I've read. Number 2, 5 stars. 5-star book for me. It's Not Summer Without You, Jenny Han. 117 to 120 is the dates I read it. There's a little language, dual point of view. First book is single point of view with just Belly. Second book is dual point of view with Jeremiah. And third book is dual point of view with Conrad. The creativity, I love. I love Jenny Han. I love. Okay, this deals with loss. This was the best book of the whole series. I cried so much. It was for sure a tearjerker for me. Personally, don't come at me. Jenny Han put so many profound quotes out of nowhere, and they're so good. Like, you would just be reading, and then, like, boom, this thing hit you right in the chest, and you're like, so, down here, it gives you one place to put a little quote. I did 2 extra quotes. That's just how good it was. So, we're going to read all 3. First favorite quote. I thought I knew what heartbreak was. I thought heartbreak was me standing alone at prom. That was nothing. This was heartbreak. The pain in your chest, the ache behind your eyes, the knowing that things will never be the same. You think you know love. You think you know real pain, but you don't. You don't know anything. Extra quotes. And no matter what you do or how hard you try, you can't stop yourself from dreaming. What do you mean? Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Okay, book three. Anyways, we'll always have summer. This one was 120 to 122. A little language, dual point of view with Conrad. Like I said, that was such a unique thing to do with a love triangle. I liked it. Definitely didn't stand out big, but it was a nice wrap up to the series, and I loved the duel with Conrad. The audiobook is narrated by Lola Tongue and Chris Briney. I listened to some of this on the audiobook. Okay. Favorite quote. He didn't give me the flowers or candy. He gave me the moon and the stars, infinity. So, as you can see, I do not have the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy on my shelf because I have not got around to buy it yet. But when I do, I will have an infinity necklace hanging on the spines. Extra quotes. He was a part of my DNA. I had brown hair and freckles, and I would always have Conrad Fisher in my heart. Don't marry him. Don't be with him. Be with me. Okay. Moving right along. That was 4 stars. Did I tell you that? I don't know. Betting on You by Lynn Painter. 3 stars. So sorry, Lynn. Um, Started this book January 28th and ended it February 1st. So now we're getting into February. Clean novel, dual point of view, a lot of language. Too much language. Like, girl, chill. He was saying F every other breath. I listened to this on audiobook, so maybe that's why I noticed it more. But holy moly. Me, oh my. Clean your mouth, boy. So it was good. It had way too much cussing in my opinion. I love that there was fake dating and I love that they worked together. It just wasn't world changing for me. So sorry. Favorite quote. When you're in the room, every single cell in my body, every nerve, every muscle, every breath is lost in you. Lynn Painter does hit you with some pretty good quotes, but just too much language. Too much language. Okay. Now, this one shocked me. This is Dancing with the Flower by Anastasia Lane. If I said that right, I'm so sorry. I read this one on my Kindle. I actually started this January 29th, kind of put it down, got busy, and finished it February 4th. Clean romance, no cussing, dual point of view. This one I actually got on a Stuff Your Kindle day, so I didn't expect huge things. But let me tell you, I was sacked. Okay. This is like a short little novella. This is only like 160 pages or something. This one shocked me. It was so good. I've never heard of it before, and I got it on Stuff Your Kindle Day, so I didn't expect much, but it blew my mind. I loved it. Shocked. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good, so good. I don't even think I could sit here and try to explain it. 5 stars if you couldn't already tell. Favorite quote. I'm feeling a lot of things for you right now, and pity isn't even on the list. This was a high school romance. I love. I love high school romances, and maybe that's just because I I read young adult and clean novels, but I just love a good high school romance. I eat it up. Um, but go read it. Go read it because it was too good. There's just so many things I could talk about, but we're moving right along. Next one, Dark Enders by Rory Noor. This is book 2 to the Dark Love book that I ramped and raged about. No smut, no language, heavy themes. So good. 5 stars. A man who yearns and protects with his life. It was so good. I flew through it. I loved all the story behind it and all the hidden mysteries. There were a few comments about sexual things, but nothing crazy. And it's because, like, they kind of deal with trafficking and things like that, but nothing super crazy. But definitely read the trigger warnings. Um, so good. My favorite quote, this made me cry. This was from a younger boy who they were interning who had a really, really, really hard life. And some of the older men that worked where he worked was like, he's flirting with the women, and some of these women have been hurt before, so he needs to quit flirting with them. Okay. So then the boss talks to this young guy, this young boy, I think he's 16. I don't know, and they're like, hey, you can't be flirting with all these women because they've been hurt before and all this stuff. Anyways, this is his reply. I wasn't flirting. Life stinks most of the time, and when you walk around, most people won't even look at you, let alone smile at you. I've been there. I've lived that. I've spent years without seeing a single smile. No one should go a day without seeing a smile. And I didn't write it here, but in the book he goes on to be like, so I'll pull out a chair or I'll open a door because like he just wants people to know that they're seen. So good. And that wasn't even like a main character. Dark Rage. Third book to the Sweet Atonement Dark Love series by Rory Noor. I read this on an ebook, started February 9th, ended February 14th. No smut, no language, heavy themes. I rated this as 6 stars. Yes. Words cannot describe how much I enjoyed reading this. It was such a good book, such an emotional roller coaster. I cried so many times. This was probably the darkest one out of the series so far, and I loved how strong the FMC was and how understanding the MMC was. It was so good, 6 stars. Favorite quote, who hurt you? Extra quote, making sure they know you're off limits. um, the FMC had a lot of past trauma, so she learned how to take up for herself. So the MMC was really understanding whenever she like would put herself in harm's way just to keep like take up for herself, because he didn't want to be like, don't put yourself in harm's way, I'll just take care of it, because he understand that that was something she needed to do. So I really, 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 really love that. So yeah. Next book, moving right along because this video is already so long, is The One with the Kiss Cam by Cindy Steele. This is an ebook and a little bit of audiobook. Started February 14th, ended February 19th. No smut, only like 2 cuss words, which is crazy because like why even put cuss words in there in the first place, but like only 2. Anyways, 5 stars for me. I liked it. I laughed out loud at times. It was also a very unique storyline. I read a little bit on Kindle and finished it on audiobook. Um, I really, really, really loved this. Like, it was so crazy, and it was it I had seen so many clean readers recommend this book. So I was like, you know what? I have to do it. And I was pleasantly surprised. I rated this a 5 stars if I haven't already said that. Favorite quote was, I would never want to make you cry. Ever. Next, Rogue's Path by Rory Noor. This is not in the same series as the Dark Love, Dark Enders, and Dark Rage. This is in Sweet Chaos series. So this is the first book to that series, and there's still two ones, but they aren't published yet. Two more. I started this on February 20th, ended on February 25th. No smut, no language, some heavier themes. I actually gave this a 4 stars. Um, I liked it, but it just went so fast. They found a mystery and solved it in the same chapter. Definitely not as good as the Sweet Atonement series, and a lot of sexual comments that I didn't like. And he was a little too rough for me. Like at one point, he said, "I like tormenting you," and that made me cringe. I definitely got the ick with this book a couple times, and I don't really like that. Yeah. But my favorite quote was, "It better not. If Delilah gets so much as a paper cut, you'll be begging me to kill you." So, yeah. That's definitely crazy. I did like it though, but it was just like rough. It was too rough. And maybe that's just but I read the other ones that were dark romances. I just didn't really care for it. It wasn't my cup of tea. It was good writing, it was good whatever, but I really did not care for it. Um like she got kidnapped and then it was like, "Oh my gosh, I cut the rope and he went out to look in the kitchen. Let me see if I can escape." And she literally escaped. Like he didn't catch her again. He didn't do nothing. She literally escaped. So it was just really fast paced. I guess I like a little longer mystery. I don't know. Anyways, those are the only books that I've read in January and February so far. Right now, I'm currently in the middle of two. I'm in the middle of Love and Lodocaine, which is a arc read, my first arc read for me. So excited about it. And I'm also in the middle of Just Friends by Haley Pham. I've just been in a reading slump, and it's nothing to do with either of these writers because their books are so good, on the track to being a 5 star. But I'm just in a reading slump, and you know how it is. There's nothing you can do about it sometimes. So thank you so much for watching my 2 monthly recap. If you have any other video ideas, please put them in the comments down below so I know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. You're beautiful, you're chosen, and you're amazing, girlfriend. Keep doing what you're doing. God sees you, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And if you have any clean book recs, put them in the comments down below. I will see y'all next time. Bye!